It sounds like they're going to be a team on a mission today. We're coming at you from the beautiful Amway Center in downtown Orlando, Florida, home of the Magic. A quick check now at the starting five for both teams. Hey, guys, taking a look here at Kyle Lowry. What will we see from him?
Lowry is a feisty, quick, strong point guard, Kevin, and he's a very aggressive defender, gets a lot of steals, and then offensively, I love the way he's developed his long-range shot. That's something he couldn't do well when he first entered the league, but now he's a big-time three-point shooter.
And he's also a pretty good defender who really presses up and gets into people. He creates steals and forces turnovers, and that, to me, is part of what makes him special, utilizing that quickness and strength to disrupt things defensively.
Looking at Toronto, they took the win in their last game against the Charlotte Hornets.
And one way to nullify a home court advantage, like they did that night, Kevin, light it up from the three-point line. Nothing is more demoralizing to a home crowd.
Steve, you're exactly right. I mean, that was the great equalizer. Their perimeter play definitely took them over the top.
And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. Back to DeRozan. 5 to shoot. Drilled from 11 feet out. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far.
DeMar DeRozan is starting to piece it together. I mean, we see him upping the scoring average. He's shooting it better. He's passing the ball with more confidence. He's becoming more efficient. You know, after a big extension from the Raptors, I think they've got to be pleased with this progress. I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
On defense, Orlando. Last time they met was in Toronto, where they beat the Raptors.
That was no picnic, though, guys. They barely hung on at the end of regulation and finally pulled it out in overtime.
Because of the way they got it done, Steve, that could turn out to be one of their biggest wins of the season.
Well, that's the best possible play there. I mean, that was an easy two, so instead foul him, make him shoot free throws.
That's right, a smart, strong foul there. No and ones and no dunks.
Well, the Toronto Raptors guys looking at a rebrand for a team starting next season to celebrate their 20th anniversary in the league. Boy, time flies. New colors, Steve, and a new logo.
Yeah, they'd even considered a name change, but decided to stick with the Raptors. But a chance, perhaps, to go with that bird of prey connotation rather than a dinosaur.
Rocket 2. Can't get it to go. And Orlando the other way now. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
Yeah, given how they performed offensively that day, guys, they really had no chance.
Yeah, and the frustration just mounted. You could see it as they continued to come up empty. And by the end, they were really just happy to get out of there and have the game be over.
Here's Lowry after the Magic pick up 2. DeRozan passes to Johnson. Lowry dishes to Ross. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Lets the 3 fly. And DeMar DeRozan the bucket on the assist from Ross. And it's 7 points for DeMar DeRozan.
And you go back to when the Raptors came into existence in 1995, it was Jurassic Mania, thanks to the hit movie at that time. That influenced the fan vote when it came to the team's name, but I think the Torontosaurus theme may soon go extinct.
Johnson kicks to Payton. Johnson with a screen on Lowry. Kicks it out to Johnson. And the pass to Gordon. Payton outside. Harris outside. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Harris has got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, you talk about the branding of this Raptors team, the new uniforms. Of course, we saw the Toronto-bred rapper Drake in a lot of their games sitting courtside. They had the playoff run last year. This is, I think, an up-and-coming franchise with a lot of appeal.
Here's DeRozan. Lowry. Ross on the wing. From downtown. And again, Toronto with the triple.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
Johnson with a screen on Lowry. Payton dishes to Johnson. Hits it from 3-point range. Johnson's got 7 points.
How about that for a response?
He will say they can give the 3 as well as they can take the 3.
Lowry kicks to Ross. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Now let's find out what head coach Jock Vaughn had to say to DB. Doris?
And he said a big factor in this game will be how well they're able to handle Kyle Lowry. He admitted being a fan of his game, saying he's a tough athletic guard who really competes. Defense, rebounding, attack the paint, he'll take it to you. We've got to be ready to match his motor and his aggressiveness. Kevin, are they up to it?
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Now Lowry, after the missed three from Johnson. Johnson against DeRozan. Back to Lowry. No good on the triple. Magic leading by 3. And it's Johnson penetrating. Vucevic with the bucket. Vucevic has got his first bucket in this one.
Great assist there. Led him to the perfect spot.
Some changes for Toronto. Hayes comes in for Jonas Valanciunas. And James Johnson is subbed in for Amir Johnson. Outside Lowry. DeRozan, he's guarded by Johnson. DeRozan against Johnson. And again, no good by Toronto. The Magic have gone 6 of 8 in the game so far. A very solid start for them. That's good. Payton's got 5 points so far.
Now that is a quick bucket. Pretty good in transition.
That's right. That's exactly right. He loves when he gets the chance to get out and run. That's when he's at his best.
Now here's DeRozan. An 11-point game for him in the win against Charlotte. And Hayes kicks to DeRozan. Tries to save it. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here.
7 seconds.
Boy, 3 games left until the start of the playoffs. Let's see how the East will look. Take a look at the Magic. Advantage in 1 series. And checking out Toronto, just a few spots below there.
Well, right now for the Raptors, unfortunately, mediocre is a word we've often heard used to describe their overall performance this season.
Yeah, I expected them to be a few rungs up the ladder from where they are. That drive, that motivation.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Ross passes to Lowry. Johnson outside. To the middle. Shot clock at 6. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Now the shots are starting to fall a little bit more than they did in the first quarter.
Yeah, they say it's not how you drive, it's how you arrive in golf. Well, a shaky start can be overcome because now they're starting to heat up.
So for Toronto right now, Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. Amir Johnson at the 4 with Valanciunas at the pivot. And it's Ross in at the 3. And here's Lowry. He picked up 24 points in their last one against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And what an extraordinary display of passing in that game, too, Kevin. He's making all the right decisions offensively.
Solid job by them on the glass here tonight. +8 in rebounding.
Well, you have to rebound to win, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. DeRozan against Vucevic. Johnson over to help. Ross for 3. And again, no good by Toronto.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
Terrence Ross, I think, has a chance to be an elite 3-and-D player at the NBA level. His three-point shooting and defense for the uninitiated. Tremendous athleticism and a beautiful stroke make him an entertaining player to watch.
DeRozan dishes to Ross. The three-pointer is right on target. Ross has got 6 points.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Johnson kicks to Harris. Back to Johnson. Pass to Gordon. That's good, and Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got his 6th assist on the night. And Terrence Ross can make some highlights, Steve, around the rim.
Yeah, so athletic. You'd like to see him get to the line a bit more. I think he has a tendency to settle, but, you know, as he is, a pretty efficient scorer.
Off target with his 3. Magic leading by 7. Johnson attacking. Poked away. Lowry with the ball. Now Payton defending. Lowry with the ball. Right now averaging 17 points a game. From outside, off the mark.
I think the lead they built here, guys, is in large part due to what they've done on the board.
Absolutely. I mean, they have a +10 advantage in rebounds, and they've been in total control of the backboard.
Inside. And now Orlando on the break. And he finishes the break with a layup. Payton's got 9.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. And defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
And Toronto making a change here. Now here's Hayes, defended by Bargnani. Ross sets a screen for Lowry. Just 5 on the clock. And the shot is good. He has 5. Magic leading by 9. Ridnour gets a screen from Johnson. Ridnour passes to Johnson. Kept alive Orlando. And here's the fast break. Ross leading the way. And there's Lowry. That's good on the assist from Ross. Ross has got 3 assists in the game. Here's Ridnour. He feeds it to Johnson. And it's Johnson again missing.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Ridnour against Lowry. And Lowry gets double-teamed. Ross dishes to Lowry. Again, the miss by Lowry.
You know, they've been outstanding on the boards, and it's a big reason why they've got a lead. Doing the dirty work down low.
Yeah, and Clark, you know, rebounding's a team effort. Everybody's boxing out. Everyone is accountable for doing a nice job collectively.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, gentlemen, Nikola Vucevic has improved every year he's been in the league. A lot of his improvement has come from him just working on his game. According to Coach Jacques Vaughn, he's a guy that I don't have to worry about. With his father playing so many years, having the influence in his life that he has, he's been trained to train himself. Gentlemen, over to you.
Certainly a player to root for. Thanks, Doris.
And, you know, he's still so young, but has shown a lot of promise. It's going to be really fun to watch him develop.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Magic.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
Now, presented by Sprint. The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And now the third quarter about to get going. A fantastic game from Aaron Gordon in this one.
How about his first half? Just easily surpassing his average point total.
On pace for a monster game. Too bad he can't score like this every night.
Gordon and Vucevic, the big men inside. Johnson is out there with Payton, and it's Harris in at the small forward position. That's the group for Jacques Vaughn getting going here in the second half.
You know, even from here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
Yep, pretty obvious. And a good call by the official.
He hits the second from the line. Raptors trail by 11. Outside Lowry. Back to Johnson. He kicks 2 to Rosen. Shot is blocked, and he's able to get it back.
Well, he's one of the most explosive finishers in the game. Guys, 6'7", great leaping ability, and can really run the wing in transition.
Yeah, and a strong frame too, Steve. He can throw it down with the best of them. Magic leading by 9. Payton outside. Payton left side. Harris outside. Pass to Johnson. Kicks to Gordon. Payton. Orlando moving the ball around. And Aaron Gordon gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Here's DeRozan. And he gets it to go. DeRozan's got 14 points.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
Payton kicks to Harris. He dishes it to Johnson. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. That's 12 points for Johnson.
A little confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that three.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. That's good.
Kyle Lowry, an inside-outside scoring threat, has become a deadly three-point shooter. Despite his relatively short stature, he's able to drive inside and finish effectively because of that great strength.
Johnson, good.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on the clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If the shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot. And in the paint, they have really shown some strength. Their work on the boards has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd certainly call it a mismatch, Steve, at least for today.
Nice hops and determination that time. Clark to get to the rim.
We know he can bounce, and right there an example of how dangerous he is when he's got a pass to the hoop.
And you love the versatility, guys. Being a point guard, and in this situation, they tack on 2 more points, expanding the lead in a pretty deflating way for the defense.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
Johnson with a screen on Ross. Harris passes to Vucevic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Johnson goes in, and he gets the bucket. Johnson's got 17 now.
Everything working for him out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
Payton against Lowry. From deep three-point range, and again, Toronto with the triple.
Always a threat, guys. Three-point land that time was seriously expanded in the gym range.
Yeah, he's got the defense completely spread out now. I mean, they have to honor him practically when he crosses half court.
Johnson dishes to Vucevic. Out to Payton. Johnson outside. It's stolen by DeRozan. Feeds to Johnson. And he uses the glass on the layup. Johnson's got his second bucket tonight.
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
Well, that's been the focus, Clark, as we've watched. I mean, they've created one chance after another inside.
Payton with the ball. Lowry picks him up. Johnson can't hit. Raptors trail by 7. Passes it to DeRozan. A fader. It's hauled in by the Magic. Harris has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team.
And as hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan should be simple. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
And DeRozan. Here we go. Good. DeRozan's got 8 here in the quarter. Here's Payton. 11 points in the game. Dishes to Vucevic. Payton kicks to Johnson. The feed now to Gordon. Johnson on him. Post shot. And it's laid in by Gordon. Gordon's got 13.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
Johnson, the pass to Ross. The dish to Lowry. Johnson left side. Toronto needs to get off the shot. And a miss there on the triple.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay or lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, he had a really good look. I mean, he'll knock that down more often than not. Guys, this is his second.
So it's Orlando now. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Johnson sends the screen for Bargnani. Back to Johnson. To the inside. O'Quinn. They kick it out to Green. It's off his leg. And the refs whistling a kick ball. And now with Clark, every NBA team flying charter flights, travel much less of a concern with that 2-2-1-1-1 format.
Yeah, and I like that. I like the fact we went back to that. It makes a lot of sense in this day and age that you don't give an advantage or disadvantage to either team. So very good to go back to that. And with the league showing a willingness to increase travel a little bit for the good of the game, makes you wonder if you'll see a top 16 interconference playoffs. Again, I've already voiced I'm not in favor of that, but I think it's something that has been discussed at least a little bit.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. Garbage Man in their last game against the Bulls delivered quite a performance. He dropped in 32 points, and the basket must have looked like an ocean to him as he nailed 3 after 3. It was a matchup that he took over, and he seemed to be able to do whatever he wanted out there. We'll see if he can sustain it, Kevin.
And thank you, Doris. It was a performance that has to have their upcoming opponents terrified, Clark.
Well, I know this opponent should be terrified because there's a good chance the momentum he gathered that night carries right over into this game.
Well, some of it will carry over. That's inevitable. It's just a matter of how much.
Oladipo, good.
That's been their bread and butter in the second half. They've really knocked down their long-range shots.
Well, and as hot as they've been, there's no need to change their offense. Just continue to play the way you're playing. You're going to get open looks.
Lowry kicks to Payne. Now the pass to Hayes. Andrew Fields on the wing. Clock at 6. With the fadeaway. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And while we have a second, let's see which squads have topped the league in assists during the past month. Number 1, the Magic.
And what really stands out during this recent stretch is just how well they're passing the ball. This is a club that is very unselfish.
1:36 left to play in the third. Johnson with a screen on Lowry. And Oladipo kicks to Johnson. Pass to Bargnani. Gives him the lead pass. O'Quinn. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
And the foul on Victor Oladipo. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
And Toronto making a change here. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Hayes. Johnson comes in for Payne. Terrence Ross is checked in for Landry Fields. And it's DeRozan in for Kyle Lowry. 4 on the clock. Here's Livingston, and he banks in the layup.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the three-point arc. They had far more attempts in the first half.
Magic leading by 10. Payton drives in. Johnson. Picked away. And here we go with Ross. Nobody back. And he bangs it home with one hand.
You know, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult while they're trailing.
Yeah, but still, you know what? A magnificent move to the rim.
Agreed. Guys, look, I don't know what the score is. That's the play we're all going to remember from this game.
Well, now they're just going to town on it.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Ross on the wing. There's a good screen. Back to DeRozan. 5 on the clock. Baseline try. It's hauled in by the Magic. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Johnson. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And here at the...
Friday, April 11th, Carmelo Anthony and the New York Knicks go up against the Orlando Magic. Make sure to catch it.
welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Magic?
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game.
And I'll tell you, the other thing that's been a factor is the transition game. They're scoring a lot of points on the fast break.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. So for Toronto right now, Amir Johnson at the 4 with Valanciunas at the pivot. Lowry and DeRozan, they're at the backcourt. And it's Ross in at the small forward. Here's Payton. On the wing, Johnson fires from 18. And yeah, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Johnson's got 14 points here in the second half. There's the lob to the hoop. And the dunk by DeRozan.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
Agreed.
All of the above.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Lowry with the ball. Now Payton defending. Outside Lowry. He passes to DeRozan. Shot clock at 5. Back to Lowry. This one for 3. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got his 6th rebound on the night. He feeds it to Payton. He kicks it to Johnson. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. And that's now 28 points for Johnson.
They've had the hotter hand in the first half so far, no question.
Yeah, it's because of all the high percentage shots they've been working for and getting.
DeRozan's shot is good.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, over the break, I listened in on Jacques Vaughn's huddle. He was absolutely adamant, saying, don't let them off the hook. Let's keep our foot on the pedal and keep doing the things that have gotten us here this far. We're almost home.
And that one falls for Johnson. And Johnson drops them both.
And at the free throw line, it's all about consistency with him. Same routine, same stroke.
Now, here's Valanciunas. Left side, Lowry. Pass to Ross. 6 on the shot clock. And DeRozan. Here we go. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Talk about being on his game. Look at the numbers for DeRozan. 22 points, and all the steals he's collected only add to his impressive stat line.
Yeah, whether he's picking someone's pocket or picking off a pass, he has been causing some mayhem out there for sure.
On the wing, Johnson. DeRozan defending. Gordon dishes to Johnson. Payton. Back to Johnson. Takes the 3. The shot is off. Guys, there's still time for them to make a run.
But the margin of error is history.
Well, yeah, there's not much margin at all, Clark. They can't afford to waste any more possessions.
Here's DeRozan. Blocked. Here's Valanciunas. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
You know, Kevin, he never gives up on a play. That's what I love about him. He just is one of those guys who will bring effort and energy the entire 48 minutes.
And you've also got to love what a forceful low-post defender he is. If he blocks one of your shots, you remember it. He sends them into the stands to make a point.
Raptors trail by 13. Lowry kicks to Ross. Back to Lowry. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
And that call gets an instant reaction from the fans.
Well, that's a whistle that did not go over very well.
Payton kicks to Johnson. With the lead pass. Now Lowry. DeRozan on the wing. Back to Lowry. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits.
That's his second three-pointer of the half and his third overall.
Magic leading by 8. Payton passes to Johnson. Kicks it to Gordon. He dishes it to Harris. Payton outside. Goes up on the high post. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Toronto, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Harris with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. And here's Johnson outside. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. 33 points for Johnson. Lowry against Payton. Lowry drives in. Outside DeRozan. It's stolen by Johnson. One-on-one fast break. Harris, he's guarded by Ross. Harris kicks to Payton. On the wing, Johnson. Feeds it to Gordon. Harris outside. Payton outside. 6 to shoot. Payton can't get that one to fall. Raptors trail by 11. Johnson sends the screen for Lowry. Passes it to Valanciunas. Back to Lowry. DeRozan on the wing. Cans it from downtown. DeRozan's got 17 now, just in the second half.
And this is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
Payton kicks to Johnson. Dishes it to Vucevic. Drops in the layup for 2. Vucevic has got 4 points in the quarter. Toronto's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Left side, DeRozan. It's hauled in by Gordon. Magic leading by 10. Payton drives in. Inside to Vucevic. And he gets it to go.
Nice, accurate pass right into the middle.
The Raptors have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. And here's Lowry. Left side Lowry. Back to Johnson. The shot is off. And Orlando the other way now. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Nice D from DeRozan.
It's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
Here's Valanciunas. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
I'd like to know what his percentage is from that range. I mean, it's got to be sky high.
Johnson attacking. Harris outside. Johnson with a screen on DeRozan. Harris dishes to Gordon. Clock at 6.
Less than 2 minutes remaining in the fourth.
Johnson down low. He's guarded by Ross. Harris misses.
Well, that's another good rebound for him. Hasn't mattered at all that he's given up some inches to a few of the other guys on the floor.
Lowry against Payton. Lowry passes to Ross. Back to Lowry. And it's off from three-point range.
That's pretty much how this game has gone. They've controlled the boards and looked to come away with the win right here.
Out to Harris. The feed to Payton. The dish now to Johnson. Harris outside. Back to Johnson. The Magic again can't hit. Raptors trail by 10. The drive by Lowry. Left side Lowry. Back to Johnson. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. The Magic have gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. Johnson with it. Johnson left side. Vucevic. Good! And the Magic lead by 12.
And the fans loving what's transpired here tonight. A really good victory for these guys.
Sure was. I mean, they did just what they needed to do to keep the visitors from getting any momentum going at all.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Johnson. Orlando needs to get off a shot. Vucevic with the bucket.
Look at how quickly their lead has grown over the course of the last few possessions.
Boy, they've really saved their best for last, haven't they?
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin.
You had 10 assists tonight. Any comment on how you facilitated your team's offense in this win?
Yeah, I've just been trying to let go and play on instincts more often. I've caught myself trying to overthink and overanalyze situations before, and I've been working hard to try and let all that go. I'm at my best when I'm just making the easy pass and not forcing things out there. You feel me? I know Coach would agree with that too, and you can see how it was a big boost for us tonight.